in my life I've made a lot of friends who are Muslim, and there was a guy that I worked with over at an English school in Christchurch, and he was a heck of a nice guy. His name was Haroon Mahmood, and during the holidays, the school would stay open, so I'd be looking after the English side, he'd be looking after the business side, and we'd always be having lunch together, and our kids would be brought in, and his kids and my kids would be doing crafts together from the other lady who worked there who was Christian. So we had this unusual, diverse family, and it was like a family. It was amazing. And he'd become a friend, and his kids had become friends of my kids. And unfortunately, when the attack happened in the mosque, he happened to be there. And unfortunately, Haroon, he lost his life. And so we were quite, it's a tragedy, and we were quite very, very, very saddened by his loss. Actually, funny enough, we went to the U2 concert about a year later or whatever, and the U2 guys put his name up on the board along with all the other ones that lost their lives. But yeah, just actually be heartbroken, and it's saddening to have him lost in that tragic occurrence. And it was a terrorist attack, and I really wish that guy didn't stay in New Zealand, and because he was Australian, and so I think he should go back to Australia, and that's where he should be doing his time instead of doing it here. And it is a difficult situation, because on one hand, the people who believe in his rubbish, white supremacists, if he was executed, would look at him as some kind of martyr or some kind of hero, but really, he's just a villain. He doesn't even deserve his name to be anywhere, and he certainly doesn't deserve to be supported by New Zealander. I would say nearly every single New Zealander of conscience, with a good conscience, would say that was wrong. No ways about it. It was wrong. It was a tragedy. I thought that what Jacinda did was brilliant. I think it would have been a scarier New Zealand right now if it wasn't Jacinda. I think that she has been a woman for the times. I think she's had the right approach to. I loved what she said. They are us. They are. That's it. And I thought the way that she did that was fantastic. My family have been Christian for a while. Lots of them have come and lived with us, and we've become very good friends over the time they have. And I'll tell you one thing. Honestly, I've never ever had a problem with them. I think they're fantastic. They're good to live with. They are decent. They are nice, and they're respectful. And I've got no issues whatsoever in having Muslim people live with us in a homestay situation, and we've gone out tramping and camping together, and we've become good friends, and we've often discussed our faiths, because when you think about it, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam all come from the same tree. It all comes from the same root. They do have a respect for our belief, and I just find them really good to live with. I've never had an issue with them, and that's good. The guys that live with us, brilliant. I have them back anytime. We communicate with Facebook, and it's been good. I think New Zealand we're a country where we are, like the song says in Dave Dobbin's song, "Welcome Home." We are happy for everybody to come and live here, as long as they choose to become a part of the New Zealand community as well, not just exist in their own cultural bubble, And I think you'll always be fine with immigrant people come to New Zealand living here, as long as they realise that when they come to New Zealand, we say welcome. They need to say welcome too, And so I guess one of the key things for me is that as long as they choose to be a part of the community, and as long as they choose to mix with New Zealand people and stuff like that on an equal basis, then I think that's great, And that's how it should be. And it's not just, I'm not talking from an Islam or a Muslim, I'm just talking about generally New Zealanders will welcome everybody as long as it's reciprocal. I think that's how we are as a culture. And if we get this, all good. Oh heck yeah, without a doubt. I think what New Zealand did. Even when I was in Christchurch at the big botanical gardens, a lot of people came in there and they put things down to say, hey, we're so sorry. And then we are sorry, because I agree with what Jacinda said. They are us. New Zealanders aren't just Māori and Pākehā people these days. New Zealanders, well, my wife, she's a Filipino. My family is bicultural, and a lot of families in New Zealand these days are multicultural, and so, I always appreciate that fundamental relationship between Māori and Pākehā. Yes, but New Zealand has become a lot bigger, and it has become a lot more diverse. We are us, together, if that makes any sense. I miss Haru. I miss him a lot, and I miss the times that our kids would hang out with his kids, and sometimes his wife would turn up. I miss that, and I wish this amazing diverse family that we ended up having at that particular English school, business school, with the Hindu, Christian, Muslim. No religion, all represented in that place, and the way we used to lunch together and the things like that. I miss it, and I miss him, and I wish it never happened. And my only words are, this guy should not be doing it in New Zealand. Taxpayers should not be paying for him. He should be deported back to Australia, and I think Australia should be sorting out that problem. I think Australia should be paying for him too, because that's their person who did that. And I think that anybody who encourages white supremacy, and hey, I'm white as well, anybody who encourages white supremacy is a disgrace. And I think honestly, that I don't think they have a place, to be honest. White supremacy has no place in New Zealand. It has no place in the world, and it's sad that there are people who follow such stupid and such destructive and such evil ideologies. That's all I can say. And I hope it stops. And I hope love prevails. Because honestly, it's a better way.